What is going on, everybody? This is Eric, the one and only bear collector, and today I will be reviewing a game that is too expensive to own, and that game is Raystorm for the PlayStation 1. Now, this game actually came out back in 1996. Um, it was released prior. It was originally made by Taito, but as you can see, it's a game by Working Designs and Spaz. But the game Raystorm is actually a trilogy of games that came out originally by Taito back in Japan, and the game came out in different consoles, but the one for the PlayStation was actually localized by Working Designs under the subsidiary Spaz. Basically, you control a ship that is called the R. Gray, in its mission to destroy the Sicilia Federation before that Federation destroys the whole planet Earth. This game is a vertical shooter. It's a 2D slash 3D vertical shooter, meaning that the whole game's 2D, but you have like 3D sprites and polygons and whatnot. One of the games that actually, was released under a lot of praise for the game at its time. However, now going back to the game, I'm kind of like hesitant. Let's talk a little bit about the game. It's a vertical shooter. You go through several levels. The PlayStation 1 version actually has a arcade mode and an extra mode. You complete the extra mode. It gives you a little bit more of the storyline. The arcade mode is a straight up arcade rendering of the game. The extra mode is the more vamped up version of the game with a little bit of the story gone out there. And there's also some hidden third mode that if you beat both games and you beat it with different ships, you'll get a different, like an epilogue at the end of the game. It gives you a little bit more of the story. Now, with that being said, I reviewed before this game. I reviewed the game Thunder Force 5. Considering this one, because this is another Working Designs game, like I mentioned before, this one's more expensive than Thunder Force 5. Now, as of the making of the video, to me, if I put Thunder Force 5 and Raystorm side by side, they're both good shooting games. However, each game has a little bit of difference that I like and that I don't like about the game. For example, Raystorm doesn't really give you much of a story unless you either have the manual or you Google it. You'll know more about the story. Other than that, if you play the game straight out, it's just a basic. It'll be a shooter. And if you play the extra mode at the end of the game, it'll give you a little bit of the story. But unfortunately, unlike Thunder Force 5, you don't really know much of the story. Now, gameplay of the game, I actually enjoyed Raystorm's gameplay better than Thunder Force 5. To me, I actually like the more simplicity of it. However, at the same time, the layout of the levels in Thunder Force 5, and let me bring out Thunder Force 5. The layout of Thunder Force 5, to me, was a little bit more polished than it was on Raystorm. But at the end of the day, back in the days, I used to own a copy of Raystorm, just like I used to own Thunder Force 5. And again, just like Thunder Force 5, this one, it was meh to me during that time as well. But now that I rebought the game, I actually bought it for a decent price during the time that I got it, because this game goes for a lot of money loose. It could go for a lot of money, more expensive than Thunder Force 5. I actually do like this one a little bit better than Thunder Force 5. But at the end of the day, I cannot dislike either one, because each one has one over the other, like things that are good. But being that it's a Working Designs game, and that I'm collecting Working Design games, I think this one overall it was okay. Back then, I wasn't too keen on shooters like I am now. But at the end of the day, I appreciate both games for what they are. You can say that this video is basically a part 2 of when I reviewed Thunder Force 5, because I have to talk about both games. But at the end of the day, I think that Raystorm has its own pluses involved in it. I enjoyed it, and it's a game that I remember fondly back in the days, just like Thunder Force 5. But a little bit of backstory I mentioned earlier. It's a trilogy of games. There is another game called Ray Crisis. I believe it's the prequel of Raystorm. It came out later on the PS1, and it was also another Working Designs game. Now I never played that one. So I don't know, and that one's more expensive than this one. So that's one of the few Working Design games for the PS1 that I don't own that I need to get. But I would love to play it to see what it is. And there's also a third game, which is a one prequel before all of them, called Ray Force, I believe. And that one as well, I would like to play it, and I'm curious of it. Unlike Thunder Force 5, I know that my Sega Genesis Mini, I forgot to mention that in the last video, my Sega Genesis Mini has the Thunder Force 3 game for the Genesis. I would love to play them all, and curious to see, how they are compared to these. But all in all, I enjoyed them both, and I enjoyed Raystorm as well. Really decent game. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the gameplay footage of the game. This has been Eric, the one and only Bear Collector. I will see you guys on the next one. You guys take care. Peace out.
Bears.
August 4th, 2219. Audio and August 5th, 2219, Old Gall City. August 5th, 2219, Palmyra Valley, Earth. August 5th, 2219, 3rd Fleet, Earth orbit.